Yo, what's up guys? Welcome back to the channel. Battlefield 6's new update came out today. New map, new weapons, new bugs. Not great. In this video, I'm going to be going over what I think about the brand new map Eastwood, what I think about the new gunplay changes, whether or not I feel there's a large difference, the new weapons and how I think they are on top of the skin drama going on right now. Apparently the Battlefield community is surprised that skins cost money in live service games. Go figure. Basically going to be going over everything about this new update. So if you want to stay up to date with Battlefield 6, this is the channel for you. Thank you to everyone that has subscribed recently. Shout out to all of you. Be sure to hit that sub button, hit that like button, and of course, let me know what you think about all this stuff in the comment section. I guess I'll just get the big thing out of the way, which is the new map, Eastwood. I played it on multiple different game modes. I played it for most of the day, actually. And I have to say, on Conquest, it definitely feels like a Battlefield map. I saw some people saying it doesn't fit Battlefield's theme and that it's a Call of Duty map, but I just think, you know, people just say that nowadays just to fucking say it. It's not a COD map. It definitely feels more like Battlefield than Sobek City, for instance. Overall, I enjoyed it on Conquest. I didn't feel like the flow was that great, but I also preferred it over a lot of the other maps that are in the game right now. Maybe let me know if you guys would be interested in a map tier list video. I did one on stream, but I think I'm going to have to redo the list now that this map is in the game. When it comes to Breakthrough, defense is not very fun on this map. That's the first thing I have to say. But then again, I think Breakthrough defense is not very fun on any map in the game. I just think inherently being on the attacker side on Breakthrough is the preferred side. Moving through the map on Breakthrough as a defender, in the second sector, when you get pushed back to it, you just feel like you don't really have much control over the sector. At least that's what I felt like. The enemies get a lot of high ground with that hill in the second sector overlooking the building. And from the attacker perspective, you can do really wide flanks. I mean, this has been a problem with Battlefield 6's map design across really a lot of game modes. And it has to do with the out-of-bounds lines and the way that they're placed. I feel like the sectors are so wide. You can go 200 meters in either direction, way around the point. And the best way that I found with my teammates playing this map on Breakthrough was you just take a super wide approach on either flank, and you will eventually get behind them. Someone plays Assault, places a spawn beacon, and is pretty much free farm. The other game mode that I played on it was Escalation. My chat was begging me on my live stream to try it on Escalation, so I did. And I have to say, I didn't understand the hype. I think it's actually a massive mess. At one point, there were 3 objectives inside of the single center building. That's a fucking catastrophe. I think that's easily fixable for Escalation. I think you just remove one of the center objectives. You don't need 3 in a single building. But overall, I can see why people like Escalation as a game mode. It takes Conquest and it gives it more direction, and I feel like players feel as though it's easier to follow the flow of the game mode. There are some big problems with Eastwood, though, in my opinion. Number one, the flight ceiling for helicopters is only 100 meters. That is really bad. Like, I don't really understand how they could possibly overlook that. It's almost so bad that it makes me think it's bugged. And the other thing that I've noticed is the visibility on the map is quite bad, especially when you're inside of buildings. But I think that can be said for pretty much every map in the game. I just think Eastwood is even worse than we've experienced so far, which is saying something. Now, based off of my initial impressions playing Eastwood today, if I were to give the map a rating out of 10, I would probably place it somewhere between 6.75 and 7 out of 10, just because I feel like it isn't the absolute best map in the game, or perhaps it's not my favorite. However, it is definitely a lot better than some of the maps in the game right now, and it is playable, right? And we can't say the same for Blackwell Fields, or at least I can't. I think that map is a fucking disgrace. So overall, I'm happy that we got a playable map added to Battlefield 6 in Season 1. Hooray. Now, the other huge thing with this update was the gunplay changes. I have to be honest, I didn't notice a big difference. Maybe with some of the lower rate of fire weapons like the M60 or the RPK, there was a distance at range where I felt like I didn't have to burst as much, but in general, I don't feel like it made as big of a difference as I thought it would, and that's actually a good thing. You don't want laser beam gunplay in the game. When I heard they were going to be addressing spread in this update, I got a little worried and, got PTSD from Battlefield 2042 launch, where ARs were reaching out to 150 meters. Maybe when I put more game time in, I will notice there actually is a big problem with the gunplay in this game, and maybe the weapons are more accurate than I initially felt today. but based off of my playtime today, it didn't feel too much different. Now, something that did feel a lot different was the defibs not fucking working. Maybe they took some of the spread from the gunplay and they just moved it over to the defibs, because when I revive people now, sometimes it doesn't fucking work. And that's actually catastrophic, in my opinion. They need to fix that today. Actually, yesterday. I think a lot of people are going to get fed up with that immediately. The other big thing that happened pertaining to this update was the fact that when you downloaded the patch, it reset your keybinds. That's just really a gut punch there, DICE, because redoing the keybinds in this game with the way the UI is just really not fun. Now, moving away from those things and starting to talk about some things that are causing community outrage, the skins. There were some good skins added in this update. Unfortunately, they cost $20. Now, this isn't surprising. In fact, this is 100% fully expected, even though this is a fully priced AAA product. Does that make the skin prices okay? Absolutely not. And that's why the only thing that should happen is, well, we just don't buy them, right? That's what I'll be doing. I won't be buying a skin. I've gone multiple Battlefield games without buying a skin, and I don't plan to break that streak. But while we're on the topic of skins, I would also like to point out that people are getting exactly what they asked for. I vividly remember people saying they would be willing to pay for skins that are quote-unquote more grounded, and now that DICE is offering that, people are complaining. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Sometimes you get exactly what you ask for, but other times you don't. And this is where we get into talking about the new season game mode, Sabotage. From what I can tell during my playtime in Sabotage, it is a game mode based around destroying boxes. I don't like this game mode. I think it's dumb. I'm not going to be playing it, and I'm not even sure there's going to be a clip of it in this video, because that would mean I have to play the game mode. But seriously, Sabotage just isn't one of those modes that is interesting. You play it once or twice and you're like, alright, I mean, I'm just going to go back to playing Breakthrough or Conquest. And the last thing I'll mention in this video has to do with the new weapons. I do not have the new shotgun, so I can't report on that, but unfortunately, I can report the new revolver is dog shit. It is really bad, guys. It drops off to a 3-hit body shot very quickly. I want to say like 10 meters out. It's not worth it, and this is tragic. I didn't even think it can one-shot headshot with hollow point rounds. It's just pathetic, so they need to buff that weapon immediately or else I will be sad. So there you have it, my first impressions of this new stint of Season 1. Overall, it's kind of a mixed bag of things, right? The map is definitely the standout thing. Thank God we got another playable map that is added to Battlefield 6. However, I don't think it's going to blow anyone away. There are still some big things that need to be fixed with it. Be sure to let me know what you think about this update in the comment section. If you enjoyed the content, be sure to subscribe to the channel, hit that like button, and of course, follow the stream. I stream every single day at twitch.tv/enders and this YouTube channel as well. And for those of you that are wondering, I am starting to post daily short-form content on YouTube, my new Instagram, and TikTok. All of those links will be in the description, along with the Discord, which you should totally join, because I might be doing some viewer games pretty soon on stream. So, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video.